The reality, however, was that by 1213 BC, the 93-year-old king was ailing.
At the end of his life, he was in rather frail condition. He had lost his teeth, he had dental abscesses, he had curvature of the spine, he had scoliosis, numerous problems. He must have been in great pain. A terrible thing for a man who, in his younger days, was strong and virile and very muscular and very enthusiastic.
At the end of that year, preparations were underway to celebrate Ramesses' 67th year in power. The ordinary people of Egypt could have been forgiven for thinking that he would live forever. Yet they were wrong. Just before the celebrations began, news broke. Ramesses the Great was dead.
The death of Ramesses must have been so traumatic. Most of the people of Egypt had never known another king. Probably not more than a few dozen people could remember what happened before Ramesses had ascended the throne. This could be the end of the universe. The sun may stop rising, the moon waxing and waning, the Nile won't rise. It must have been panic time. This is truly an important event, and nobody knows quite what to do.
The frail body of Ramesses that rests in the Cairo Museum today bears little resemblance to the heroic figure carved on nearly every temple facade along the Nile. A small, shriveled corpse with tufts of red hair. This was the man who cast his shadow over Egyptian history. Every pharaoh who followed would strive to recreate his greatness.
The legacy of Ramesses the Great is that everybody tried to be like him. It is the name of Ramesses that they take on. So from Ramesses II, the one we know, the great one, we go on a whole series of Ramesses until Ramesses XI. But they're all Ramesses of a minor scale, nothing that can be compared to Ramesses II.
Through sheer determination and the power of his personality, Ramesses had maintained the empire for over half a century. He had assumed that his legacy would last forever. But the world was changing, and within a generation, Ramesses' legacy was in peril. At the edges of the empire, city after city began to fall under pressure from invading hordes. Well-armed, aggressive and dangerous, these foreigners arrived by ship and decimated everyone in their sight. Ancient texts refer to them only as the Sea People. Eventually, these Sea People even destroyed the powerful Hittite Empire. With its greatest ally gone, Egypt itself was now vulnerable.
No country could withstand their onslaught. The Hittite land was the first to fall. Then they came onwards, on towards Egypt itself.
The fading reliefs on the walls of this Egyptian temple are the only record that remains of the Sea People. Yet they were changing the whole political structure of the ancient world. The Sea People were attacking the edges of the empire. Allies were lost, and trade routes blocked. Egypt's once vibrant economy began to falter. And now problems within Egypt began to mount. Ramesses' successors expected the same standards of craftsmanship from their builders as during the reign of the great king, but they no longer had the means to finance these great works.
The Egyptian state was living as if it was still the time of Ramses II. But what is important here is as if it was not the time of Ramses II. It was not the time of Ramses II internationally, but it was also not the time internally. Egypt had begun to crumble.